QuickBooks Pro Desktop 2021. Memorized transactions, setup, practice QuickBooks file to practice memorized transactions. Let's get into it with Intuit's QuickBooks Pro Desktop 2021. Here we are on the desktop. We have our QuickBooks program here. We're going to be opening up the QuickBooks program, setting up a new company file that we can practice memorized transactions within. If you have your standard company file that you're opening to all the time, you're going to want to make sure that you know where that company file is located. We will practice doing that as we set up this new company file. After we set up the new company file, we would like the data file, the QBW file, the data file, to be in this folder. So we're going to take wherever QuickBooks puts it, we're going to relocate it into this folder. So let's double click on the program, opening up the program. It should open up then to the prior company file that we had open last time. Here I am in the prior company file. Now to open up a new company file or just start a new company file, you can do so from here with another company file open. You can just simply hit the file drop down and say new company. That will then close the current file and then open up a new file and set up a new file. However, it might be useful to close the company file here, which will close the company file but not close the QuickBooks program. You'll get into like the input or the intro screen here, which will show the last files that were open in the recent transactions, basically list here the recent files that were open. You can then hover over the last one that you had. If you don't know where it's located, you might want to take a look, screenshot that location list, and then locate it on your C drive. Many people don't know where the file is because QuickBooks kind of just puts it somewhere on the drive, so you want to basically know where it is. You should always have this screen even as you add new files for the recently used files, and so it should be there. But if for whatever reason you update the program or whatnot and it's not in this recently area, you want to know where it actually physically is. Okay, so now we're going to set up a new company file with the file drop down, new company file. I'm going to make it for somebody else so it doesn't pull in the credentials from my system that are with Intuit. I'm going to call this memorized transaction practice file. Let's do that. Industry, let's hit the drop down. I'm going to choose just a generic product-based industry. So there's going to be our chart of accounts on the right-hand side. I'm going to say OK. And then the business type, let's just go with the sole proprietorship. I'm going to enter the email. None of the other fields are required. Therefore, I'm going to leave them as is. Just enter the email and then create the file. And there it is. It says we're all set. So that's good. I'm going to close this back out. I'm going to have the home page. I'm going to maximize the home page. We're going to be practicing with the memorized transactions. You could find the list of the memorized transactions under the lists drop down. And we want the memorized transaction list, so we'll start to add some items here. We don't have any yet, of course. The memorized items are going to give you your reminders up top and the little reminder bell up top. So we're going to be utilizing the reminders bell up top. And of course, we have our chart of accounts under the lists drop down and the chart of accounts that have been pre-populated for us as we go and practice our memorized transactions. Let's see if we can locate this file and make sure I want to put it where we want to put it. In other words, if I minimize this, I want to put it in this folder. So I want to say, hey, QuickBooks, like, where did you put it? And then I'm going to grab it and put it in this folder. I like to then close the company file to go back to that prior screen so that I can then move the QuickBooks file. You cannot move the file if it's open. It's currently open within QuickBooks. The QuickBooks program can be open and allow you to still move the file as long as the file isn't open. So what I'm going to do is go to the file drop down. I want to close the company. So I'm going to close the company, bringing us back to that starting screen with our recently items in it. I'm going to hover over the one we just created, which is the last most recent item. I'm going to say, where is that? You might want to take a screenshot of it, then go locate it, and then I'm going to cut and paste it to the location that I want it to be in. Okay, so I've done that now. So now we have our QuickBooks program on the left, and now I've got this QBW file on the right. So this is the actual data file that's being opened within the program when we open it, similar to a Word document in the Microsoft Word program, in that when you open up the Word document, you typically double click on the actual document. It opens up the program and then the document within it. Similar function here, you could double click on the QBW file. It would then open up the QuickBooks program and the QBW file or database program within it, or you can do what is normally done, open up the QuickBooks program, and then go to the last data file you were in, which will be this one, or you can locate the data file once the program is then open. So we'll continue on with that in future presentations.